Welcome to the Sketch Squad Antitrust Incorporated Content Creator Community TV, sponsored by Razor, Origin, NVIDIA, Discord, Extra Life, and soon to be HHO Kids Direct. Project Spirit's coming home. We got Mr. Prince Magnum himself here with us tonight in the Antitrust Content Creator Community Incorporated. You guys can hop into the Discord. We're sponsored by Discord. You want to hop into this web address right here, discord.me/SketchSquadTV. That's to help you get one-on-one with us for rooting the development of smartphones, for what I do here for the broadcast, and DIY budget hot rodding with Prince Magnum here. Say hi, everyone. Hi, everyone.
I believe I'm in the right place then.
All right, so then here, and go into the community. See that? Okay. So introduce yourself. So now you're actually in the channel.
Right.
So we'll kind of search through this stuff and learn how to use this
Yeah,
program.
I did that, but I messed with something.
This is my actual channel. Have you even looked at the giveaway?
Yeah.
The giveaway. You can promote your channel here.
Yeah, I've done this actually. Posted new videos and
It'll
stuff.
post the automatic stuff. Yeah, what's up, people? So we're here right now. We're live. What's up? We got 7 viewers.
Awesome.
Let's turn off. Here in a little bit.
There we go.
So what's up? What's new?
Well, Project Spirit is. Oh wow.
Project Spirit's what?
On her way home this Thursday. They had a couple of extra things to take care of.
What's going on? Everything cool?
About work, but anyhow, Project Spirit. I was like, kind of anyhow, Project Spirit will be done. It looks like this Thursday. Now, for those who do not know, Project Spirit is my 1975 Ford Maverick 4-door. The 4-door Mavericks are almost completely gone from the landscape. For those that do not know, in the late 80s, most of the 4-doors were crushed because scrap prices were high and the cars were scavenged to keep the 2-doors on the road. Well, because of this, the 4-doors are nearly gone completely. So mine is one of the last 4-doors for the Mavericks left, really. Which I know some people kind of turn their nose up at 4-doors, but if you've got kids, it's the perfect hot rod. If you've ever tried to cram kids in the back seat of a car like, you know what I'm talking about, trust me, you don't mind a 4-door. So Project Spirit is on her, basically her starter went out. When it went out, it took the flywheel with the starter. And they don't make flywheels for the manual transmission, you know, the 3-speed manual transmissions. They don't make those flywheels for that engine and that transmission anymore. You have to have them reconditioned. And that's exactly what we had to do. And it cost me a grand total of nearly $400 later, and had some new parts installed and all sorts of little goodies like that. We're talking, you know, Project Spirit is, you know, when I say that her engine is for the most part original, I'm not kidding. We're talking she's got a lot of original stuff to her. Her mileage is all original. Internally, the original family that owned her eventually took her engine apart, but they didn't replace anything on the inside. There was no need to. It didn't have that much in the way of wear. So put it back together with all the original parts, and Project Spirit's actually coming up on 300,000 miles on that original inline six and still going strong. Average 40 miles to the gallon on the highway on a really good clear day, can get all the way up to 64. Has its top speed of 125 miles per hour, which doesn't sound super fast, but for the even for the 1960s, that's still pretty quick. And even for the 1970s, that's pretty quick. For the 1980s, that's extremely fast. In the 1980s, cars actually became a serious joke. You could really only top out at 85 miles an hour.
Right. 85, that's a joke.
Yeah. And that's in part to the electronic systems that we had at that time. We were just getting changed over to fuel injection at that time. It wasn't until the late 80s I started going away. If you remember, I don't know if you remember Terminator 2. Okay, remember when they were in that little S10 pickup, and he says the vehicle's top speed is only 85 miles an hour?
Yeah.
And he's like, I thought the car would go faster than this. That was commonplace. That was a commonplace issue.
Right.
Well, no, the problem was the computer systems couldn't keep up with the engines. As a matter of fact, I remember hearing about the... well, it was the 1980s. Computers were still pretty crude then. Right. I actually talked about this in the Polybius video, if you remember.
I heard you talking about it.
Yeah. The cars, the problem was that in the 1980s, cars had this serious issue where the computers at that time just could not keep up with the engines. Like, say, I remember hearing like the 1984 Corvette with a Crossfire fuel injection system could only top out at 85 miles an hour. A Corvette that could only top out at 85 miles an hour. No, that don't work. Yeah.
Unheard of.
And most guys ended up yanking those out and swapping it over to carburation just so they could get their speed back. And it was right on top of a Chevy 350, and 350s are known for being performance monsters. Yeah.
That's crazy. Prince, if you're just joining the stream, Prince Malcolm's here with us, talking about Project Spirit and the work that's being done on it. And we're going to take it out on live stream and, put up the dash cams and all that, windshield cams and whatnot when it's all ready. Mm-hmm. And just doing a Q&A for classic cars and hanging out with our viewers and our subscribers and sponsors.
And if you got any car-centric questions that maybe you're working on a project yourself, if I can answer it, I'll be glad to. Don't be afraid. Leave it in the chat. Say something. And I know with Discord, we can,
we can give you individual consultation.
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. May have found us someone else that'll kind of help us out, get our names out there. But anyhow, so that's good for us, right?
Right.
Okay, so again, don't be afraid to again talk about, here on the Prince Magnum channel and now SketchSquadTV, cars are a thing, classic cars especially. It's a culture, it's a lifestyle, enjoying classic cars today. And I will be the first to tell anybody that Project Spirit, if you go through my videos, you'll see tons of video footage of Project Spirit. And we just released talking about the one-off exhibition later this year, which I haven't told the date, which I will announce today and we will push. August the 7th this year, my birthday. My 40th birthday. We're going to get out there and we're going to let Project Spirit and I are going to break an old record of mine. which we'll get into a little. August the 7th.
That's a while down the road.
That'll give me plenty of time.
3 months.
Yep, I got to get into shape too, you know. Right?
Right. Hopefully before there, I'll have a car we can take out on live stream, guys. We'll be mobile streaming shortly.
But well, regardless, you guys, you know, we're going to take you into
a one-off exhibition for this racing.
Well, it's not necessarily a race; it's a top speed run, more or less.
The best time, man. Race.
Yeah, and I'm going to kind of warn you all. You know, some of this won't be allowed to be streamed on certain platforms because what I'm doing is potentially dangerous.
Right. So you have to hop over to YouTube to watch it.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, you know, I'm doing this on my 40th birthday. Now, some of you might be asking, why are you going to risk your 1975 Ford Maverick that there's not, you know, there's not many of them. Yep. Right. You know, so I'm going to tell you right now, you know, it's you know,
we're in the Squad TV Pub right now. If you guys want to hop in the Discord and talk with us, okay. SketchSquadTV on Discord.me. Let me see if you're actually in there.
I should be.
You're not. Okay, let's look. Connect to voice.
Oh.
Hello.
There it is. There it is.
We're speaking through the phone. Oh. Sorry, guys. Isn't that lovely?
That hurt. Hey, whatever we did, let's not do that again.
Look, I'll give you second in command, moderator, Sketch Squad supporter, friends, affiliate, officer, YouTube content creator.
Sweet.
So, and up here.
Oh, man. Heck yeah.
I love the second in command and shit.
See, I love that technical difficulty stuff. Not really.
So what I'm going to do is push to talk on mine.
But again, you know, any car-centric questions, don't be afraid to ask.
Now, our gaming community, but we'll be playing some Rocket League, maybe even some PlayStation 4 Gran Turismo or something.
There you go.
Throw it in there and do it.
You know, again, a lot of people put down the 1970s cars, and they really weren't that bad. Some of them weren't the prettiest to look at. And I know some people are going to get upset when I say it. The AMC Pacer was an ugly car. That's just an example.
I think I didn't have a Pacer. Yeah. But put that on.
There we go.
Then you can talk into it, I think. Hello. I'll do it. Yo. All we wanted. I'm not thinking straight here.
He's good with this stuff. I am not. I'd be screaming at this thing right about now.
There we go. Can you hear me? There we go. There we go.
All right, sweet.
Push to talk is awesome.
All right, and again, don't be afraid to chat with us. Maybe you yourself. Maybe you have a project car. You know, and kind of a heads up, I will not tell you how to do your project. I'll just give you some ideas to think about. Your project's your project, I get so upset. That's actually something that comes up every now and again in the hot rodding community, is how people will, if somebody does something to a car and another person doesn't like it, that person that doesn't like it usually has really nasty words to say. And it's like, dude, be cool, man, be cool. And I think that's a commonplace thing, but it gets to the point where there's actually, I've seen some people that'll go so far as, it's a racer vehicle. I hate that. No, that particular vehicle is just made for show. There's nothing wrong with show cars. Technically, Project Spirit's a show car. How many trophies did you get to see for her? 5 for Project Spirit, 1 for Project Vera, 2 for Project Beauty. Go right ahead. I got this. I got this.
People come on in there. If you need me, just let me ask a
Mm-hmm.
question.
I think for the most part, it's set up pretty well, ready to rock and roll. I think we're good. Okay, yeah, pretty much. Right. Real quick, while I'm thinking about it,
when you start.
Right. That brings to mind content creator giveaway, where you guys know this stuff by now. Get on it. The more you guys donate, the quicker we could do this, and think of the kids first. While we're also on the subject, I mean, we got to pay bills. You guys want to see the content get better. We got the Patreon account. Don't forget it. All right. Now that we've got that out of the way, 2 computers here, it's scary as hell. Mm-hmm. Go to the screen. Okay. Okay. So again, while we're also on the subject,
I will take those donations. Depending on how it's going. Because 40% will need to go to children's miracle network. The other 50% go to you.
Right.
But if they're buying stuff and they're commissioning, they get half the commission. Then we take 40% of the commission, put it to the content creator giveaway, and 10% to kids.
Right.
Now, if somebody's paying $20, well, half of that goes to you through my network on the streaming thing. I'll give you $1, and then 40% goes to the content creator and 10%
right
to the kids. Unless you want to put your 50% to the content creator or kids.
Right.
Whatever you want to do with yours.
Well, I know I'll
options,
put. Yeah, I know I'll put a little bit back in myself.
Yeah,
right.
It depends on your content.
Again, here we are talking business. Again, don't be afraid to talk. Talk car stuff. As a matter of fact, we got lots of videos coming out, kind of preparing for this big run. When we start talking street racing, going back in time, to the late 90s when I was getting into it. I know in some areas the tuner scene was starting to really come into play. Where I live, it was still more Dukes of Hazzard than Fast and Furious. Okay, which I'm not knocking anyone who likes the Fast. I like the Fast and Furious movies. I heard that they're working on number 9, and I'm excited. I know they're supposed to go all the way up to 10. That being said, again, cars like Project Spirit, there's not many of them left, and so what I'm doing is probably pretty stupid. But I know I can do it. I know Spirit can do it. Project Spirit's not just the old beater she used to be. She doesn't look like she's super great. Looks don't make them run, folks. Project Spirit is You know, she's a lot better than she used to. I've still got tons of parts over there to put on her too. But she's come a long ways from when we bought her. You know, we're talking a front disc brake conversion. She's getting a new fuel pump tomorrow. She's just got a new starter, flywheels reconditioned, new U joints, new clutch, pressure plate, throwout bearing, pilot bushing. She's got her stick shift that was on the column. The old 3 on the tree is now on the floor with a Hurst shifter. You know, she's got a performance thrush turbo muffler on her, which we're going to be stripping the entire exhaust and redoing that. Probably going with another, probably with a Cherry Bomb turbo muffler. 2.5-inch exhaust. We've updated the electronic ignition system with an Excel supercoil. Probably going to see about changing that over completely to an HEI style distributor, just to simplify things, because the aftermarket for HEI distributors is just much more broad. And eventually we're going to see about getting rid of the external voltage regulator and going to something that's more of an internal voltage regulator. I know that's kind of always been on the plate. So Project Spirit is not exactly your run-of-the-mill 4-door anymore. She's come a long ways. We've got to update her power steering. I know when we go to do all that, I'm probably going to go get a Saginaw conversion kit. And for those who do not know, the Saginaws are for GM. Tons of parts for the GMs, and a Saginaw, power steering system is actually, lighter, cheaper, easier to maintain. And again, that'll make Project Spirit even better. And all this will be incorporated with that old inline 6, but eventually we're either going to rebuild the inline 6, which I was really seriously considering, but it's getting so hard to get the parts for the inline 6s. We're probably going to end up doing a V8 swap at this rate. Now, for longtime members of the Prince Magnum channel, the V8 swap, we're not just going to throw a 302 in. I'm sorry for those that really like the 302. I've got nothing against the 302. I've had a 302 before, and they're good, solid engines. But I just don't want to do what everybody else is doing. To me, that kind of loses the meaning if you're doing the same thing that the other guy's doing. Case in point, if you grab one of the modern day Mustang customs, really the only thing that changes between those cars is the color of the paint, on the car. And I'm not knocking anyone who does that. That's fine. But at some point, do something that I haven't seen before. And that's why we're doing things the way that we're doing here on the Prince Magnum channel and now SketchSquadTV. What kind of engine would I throw in there? I'm looking at possibly tracking down an old 289. For those that don't know, the 289 is what I call the quintessential Mustang engine. The 289 high output, or hypo as they sometimes called it, made its way into Mustangs all the way up until 1967. In 1968, that's when the 302 was debuted, which was just a slightly upscaled 289. So to me, just go with the original. I know later on next year we're looking at changing it over to an automatic. Not by choice, by all means. I'd rather keep her a stick. Now, unless I get lucky enough to get my hands on a 4-speed top loader, that's what we'll go with instead. But in the meantime, we're looking at an automatic. I like having a 3-speed manual. It's a lot less fiddle farting around, but but if I'm going to do any custom train, I would rather have a 4-speed, but it's so hard to get your hands on a top loader these days. That stuff isn't exactly just growing on trees anymore. It's not like anybody, it's not like Ford's making that stuff anymore. They stopped making the real good stuff at the end of the at the end of the 1970s, they really stopped making the really good stuff. Again, we're not gonna, so again, again, if you got any car questions, what have you, I'm gonna try to hop over as well to YouTube, and just in case anybody is, why did my phone do that? There we go. There we go. Take my thumb. There we go. All right. Nobody's on at the moment, but that's perfectly okay. Again, Project Spirit is, for the most part, she's very, an original. Yeah, when we got her, she was pretty much original, and I enjoy having Project Spirit as a classic car. For the record, I'm not a Ford person, but I like the Mavericks. And I know some of the people out there that in the hot rod community are like, "Oh, do an LS swap." I do not like, aluminum engines, Sam. I am. Which reminds me, I need to give a special shout out to a couple of guys, real quick. I need to give a special shout out to, trying to remember how we, the numbers on that. I can remember multitasking here, folks. I want to give a special shout out to Raider Nation Sam, who's a recent subscriber to the Prince Magnum channel. Thank you very much, Raider Nation Sam. And while we're also on the subject, be sure to check out Raider Nation Sam's live streams. He does amazing. He plays some really interesting video games. I was watching his stuff earlier. It was really, really awesome. Badass Matt 561, another gamer type person, does amazing stuff. That's a Texas size 10-4. Actually, I got a video where I was at this car show this last year and was doing it was a charity car show, and it was at a drive-in movie theater right over in Cadet, Missouri. And at that drive-in movie theater, and this was just a couple days before Burt Reynolds passed away, I got to watch for the first time at a drive-in movie theater, which there's no greater experience watching Smokey and the Bandit in a drive-in movie theater. I was perched up on Project Spirit's trunk. My wife, Princess Faye, wasn't able to join us, but we got to, I got to sit up on her trunk and watch. Hey, what's going on? Be sure to check out Only 21 Gamer, recent subscriber to the Prince Magnum channel. Awesome guy. I got to see just a brief moment of some of his stuff. Really, really awesome stuff. Again, check that stuff out. While we're also on the car-centric stuff, some of the things that has to be changed to Project Spirit. Since people are starting to come in, might as well go ahead and get out some parts. Okay. Now, what I'm about to show you is what we call an outer tie rod end. It's part of the steering stuff, and let me kind of break it down for you. Now, all cars will have this. This is a common, this is kind of commonplace stuff. Now, if you live in a state that has to have regular safety inspections on a vehicle, what they'll do is when they say you have a tie rod going bad, that's this part right here. This is one for a 19. Well, pretty much they really didn't change all that much for the Mavericks when they were brought in 1970, and they discontinued the Mavericks in 1977. But you still find this part being used on the Ford Granadas all the way up until 1980. So this is literally what it looks like, okay? And it just kind of, connects into your spindle, it'll literally bolt in right here to this connecting sleeve, and then you slip it into the spindle, and then you'll take this nut that has these funny little slots. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. Like that. And just screws right down, right like that, past this little hole, and you can adjust it one way or the other. And then there's this little pin that comes through that hole, and you bend, and it holds it into place, keeps the nut from backing off, stays there from now until you take it off, okay? The boot here, what happens is over time, is it'll wear down. Rubber, that's just the nature of rubber. So it'll wear down and start cracking, and then it won't hold the grease inside of here. Starting in the 1970s, they started bringing out what they called sealed systems. And it was designed where you didn't have to pump grease into it. Well, the problem is if you couldn't pump grease into these, they wear out within, ironically enough, 5 to 7 years, which is a commonplace thing nowadays. Okay. How you doing, studio mechanic? So again, this is kind of a commonplace, this is something that was kind of commonplace back in the day, and it's still a commonplace practice today. Kind of a heads up on, so a little bit of information there. So whenever you go to replace one of these front end parts, what you want to look for is one that has that little piece right there. It just screws right into place. You tighten it up a little bit, and that's it. Okay, now you can pump grease into this, and you can get, wow, everyone's popping in. That's awesome. And so even on modern day cars, you want this little part right here, this little zerk is what they call it. And it's a grease fitting. You hook a grease gun up to it, pump a bunch of grease in, and it'll start squeezing out right around here. This part will last, 14. And what'll happen is that when you do this, it'll pump all that grease in. This part will last, I've seen upwards around 15, 20 years. It'll last a long time. And they used to do this back in the 1960s. They stopped doing it in the 70s to say, basically, if the parts are wearing out, then ironically enough, you're bringing it back to the dealership. So just kind of a heads up on that. So do yourself a favor when you replace parts, and it doesn't matter the year of the vehicle, be sure that when it comes to the suspension parts, if you can get one with a grease fitting on it, get it, okay? That's just something that I don't think other hot rodders or mechanic channels really push that, okay? Super important that you do that. Save yourself some money and some heartache if you want to keep your vehicle a long time. As a matter of fact, our 2003 Pontiac Grand Am GT Project Lena is getting ready to have to go through that stuff because the same problem, those sealed systems. I don't know why they didn't think of doing that at the time. Hey, what's going on? That's right. Wow. Right. And I gave shout outs to Badass Matt, and I gave a shout out to Raider Nation Sam because they had already given me shout outs earlier. Along with that, there's another streamer, a lady streamer. I was going to say a lady. We got a lady streamer that is now subscribed to the Prince Magnum channel. I hope she enjoys Surviving Romance too. Zombie Queen. She's. Oh, Zombie Queen? Yep. She's subscribed to the. Yep. Got to see just. Yes. So we're picking up all sorts of people who enjoy car-centric stuff. That, as I like to put it. She does now. Again, and I have no problem spending time breaking down this sort of stuff. Okay. Now I will. Hey, what's up, Trip? What is it? Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Again, real quick. This is just, I mean, yeah, this is simple off the shelf AutoZone part. Some people think that, when you get into classic cars, that you got to spend thousands of dollars and the title of those videos are there for a reason. Do it yourself budget hot rodding, not do it yourself break your wallet hot rodding. you know uh Even though this whole thing's cost me close to about $500, which now that brings Project Spirit back up to, she gets a little expensive at times. But most of the time, she'll have a good breakdown, and then, when you bring her back, Anyhow, while I'm also on the subject, let me slide over, and we'll put this part up. Now, again, since we're on the car-centric stuff,
they're not gonna hear you until you get like right here.
right?
They won't hear you here. They won't hear you here. They won't hear you here. They'll hear you right here.
Okay. Let's go ahead and talk thermostats. Okay.
Oh yeah. Strain free.
Okay. For those who've never seen a thermostat, and this is a thermostat that you'll find in pretty much they're the same.
Oh shit! We just got a host of 39 views, bro.
Wow.
Welcome to the Sketch Squad Anti-Trust Content Creator Community Incorporated, where we exemplify other people's live streams and hobbies. Stream for kids with disease. Stream from smartphone, as you see right now.
Yeah, we are streaming from that smartphone.
And have incentivized giveaway system. Because we're streaming from smartphone, and help the consumer economy reevaluate the way we use technology and use your smartphone data, because you use unlimited data and show people how here on this live channel. In Game for Kids, we got sponsored by Origin, Razer, and NVIDIA, and have incentivized a giveaway system for you to earn money. Thank you very much, guys. At 12:05 for the host. You guys get 50% commission on those orders. Just bring us the order number, you get 50%. Sometimes those computers sell for like $10,000. So they're military grade, virtual reality ready, and Razer is mice and keyboards and NVIDIA video cards. And they're starting to put NVIDIA video cards into a lot of the self-driving cars now today. I was reading today. And they put holographics into it too.
And the Prince Magnum channel is all about trying to help you get better gas mileage in your current vehicle. And we don't want you getting ripped off anymore. We don't want you getting ripped off anymore at the fuel pump, or getting ripped off at the dealership. Maybe it's time to consider a good solid used car or a classic car for your daily driver.
In the Sketch Squad, we are doing our damnedest to exemplify others' hobbies and stream from smartphone. It's kind of like a all-in-one stream. You yourself could come on here if you wanted to, and talk about your day-to-day hobbies and or professionalities.
So now while I think we paid some bills. We got a big congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gaza.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Gaza. I appreciate it. Now let's talk thermostats for your car. Now, let me say right now, this particular thermostat costs $5, right? Okay, and literally it's held inside of a housing. To change this, you remove that housing. Usually 2 to 3 bolts in the worst case scenario. On more modern vehicles, sometimes a little hard to get to. The job of this little guy right here is to help your engine get to a certain operating temperature. Okay. Right. Now, as the coolant, when you start your vehicle, it's closed just like this. Okay. Notice how it's closed right here at the top. I don't know how well y'all can see it. You can see how it's closed. Okay. Now, basically, it's a heat, and as this copper piece right here at the bottom warms up, it'll cause this thing to basically kind of pull up and open. And when it pulls up and opens, it allows the coolant to pass through, keeping it at that operating temperature. Okay. So a lot of times if your vehicle is overheating and you're constantly putting coolant in it, this is one of the first things I suggest that anyone change. Okay. More than anything, check your coolant level first. And there's some people that don't.
How much is that? How many megabytes is that? 2 megs a second times 8 hours. So every 60 seconds, there's 60 seconds in a minute, and there's 60 minutes in an hour. So you'll need to calculate the hour first. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry, we went down for a moment, and we're glitching out.
It seems like we're okay now.
Sort of.
Okay. Again, back to yeah, what's the
now we are. It went down for a little while, but the YouTube just reconnects it, bro.
Well, we were basically
live on yours.
Yeah,
I got no problems or worries. All you gotta do is
okay. And see again with with this particular, this is a cheap device to replace. So check your coolant level. Maybe it might be time to flush the coolant out, new in. Most coolant lasts anywhere from 5 years. I say change it every 3. Just flush out the system and then put in new coolant. If you do that and it's still overheating, most likely this has worn out. Again, it's a cheap $5 part to replace, and this is easier to replace than the entire engine. Okay, again, I see people all the time that they're it's overheating, and then it's like, well, when's the last time you checked the coolant level? Come find out that's low. Well, then it's still overheating, and then you're like, well, when's the last time you had the thermostat checked? When's the last time you changed that? Well, it's never been changed. Well, how long have you had the car? And then come find out they've had it like 2-3 years, and it's like, you might want to consider fixing that. There it goes. It's just bouncing back and forth, cycling.
What, the green?
Yeah.
We're good. We're live.
So if that's your thing, again, and for the record, these also come in different temperatures. This one here, if I remember correctly, is rated at 195 degrees, which is what Project Spirit came out with. Perfect for the winter time. But during the summer, I usually will change it over to a 180 degree to help it run cooler. It's a little secret. Again, it's cheaper to replace these than it is the entire engine. So because of her age, 180 won't hurt her in the summertime. So as soon as that coolant level reaches a temperature of 180 degrees Fahrenheit, that spring opens up and allows the coolant to pass through. Pretty cool, huh?
Very cool.
5 is, I think, the worst one I've ever seen. The worst I've ever seen at these costs is, ironically enough, $7.
Okay, $8.
Yeah. In the old days, they only cost $2. Whenever I first got into hot running, yeah. So that's how much inflation has affected these. Pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yep. So $7 in the worst case scenario, $5 normally, as opposed to replacing an engine, which could cost upwards around $5,000.
Oh. If you're getting it from manufacturer, or
well, even a rebuild, it's going to cost that much.
I don't know.
Yeah.
On certain vehicles, maybe.
Or you may have to. Whoa. Got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Graphics tripping. We're right back, guys.
Still says I'm live.
Yeah, it will. YouTube will do that.
They'll keep us going for a minute.
We're live now, actually.
We're live again.
Yeah, we're live again. What's up?
Sorry about that.
What's up, folks? Good to see ya. Hey, Guterin.
Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. Welcome back. Welcome back. We'll go over the in case we lost any information, we'll go ahead and go over the stuff again. I have no problem discussing car stuff. I love discussing car stuff. That is that it's not a hobby for me. It's a lifestyle, you know. And I'll say right now, there's something so awesome when you grab your sweetheart. You know, when I grab Princess Faye, and we jump into good old Project Spirit and go cruising down the road, just having a great time, just the two of us. So much fun. You know, no experience like it.
Appreciate your follows in advance, man. Appreciate those hosts. That's really cool, you
Yeah.
guys.
Really appreciate.
We're talking car-centric stuff tonight. DIY budget hot rodding and a Q&A with our very own Prince Magnum of the Prince Magnum channel. Thank you, iFireTV, for the follow and Jazzix for the follow.
Wow. Check that out. Right on, right on. Thank you so much.
Your face.
Yeah, right there in the middle. Right in the middle. Perfect. Okay, let me grab some car parts and let's talk.
Oh, 32 viewers, huh?
Hey, hey.
Stream queens.
Yeah. Sweet. All right.
Because we love you.
Let's grab some car parts. Let's talk some car-centric stuff. We're going to have. I only need one of those. Think we should talk body filler tonight too?
Yeah, we can talk anything you want, car stuff, man.
All right. Wish I brought that starter in. That's a heavy son of a gun. I'm glad I didn't.
People requested they're gonna have to go get it.
Oh no!
Oh no, he says.
That's a heavy son of a gun at times. All right. Since we're on the subject of cars, I grabbed some of the parts that's.
We need another camera up on your ass.
That's all right. I can work with this. I can still work. I know what to do.
Yeah, another camera would be great, like up close on your hands.
Right. Okay. This is an adjustment sleeve for Project Spirit.
Cool. For the steering shaft?
Well, yeah, it actually connects right in. Very good call.
Found it. I know my car shape. Boom.
But it
+1 for the Sketch Squad. +0 for viewers.
All righty. Your headache's starting to go away, I can tell. Okay. All cars. Oh, there's the cotter key. I can actually show how that slides in now. I started talking before the stream kind of went sideways. I started talking about how these work. Okay. And it's pretty much the same on all cars, even to this day, ironically enough. The shape and how it connects in might have changed, but the parts pretty much, it does the same thing. Okay. So this is the outer tie rod end for Project Spirit.
Okay? No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
All right. And
oh, that's the ball joint. That's the ball joint.
Yeah.
The tie rod end.
Yeah.
But that's like the actual ball joint in there, right?
More or less.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to install some of these fitted ones before.
Right.
You had to lift the whole fucking car up off itself. And
yeah.
This whole thing will come off. And this will come off too.
Actually,
are those pressed?
Well, no. This is a permanent.
Okay.
Now some vehicles that's a thing, but what this is basically this will connect in right to the back of the spindle on Project Spirit, and then you take and to hold it in place. This nut will screw down just like that. Get it so far, You line up that hole, take your cotter key, which that's a cotter key.
A little slip.
And it slides right in, right like that. Pushes right up against. You grab these tabs. Hold still. Grab these tabs and you bend them out, and it keeps that nut from backing off. And that'll hold that from now until you have to replace it. Okay? And it's ridiculously simple. Now, on these adjustment sleeves, this, you just literally screw it on right like this. Okay? And you go so far, squeak, squeak, squeak. You go so,
and boom.
And that's it. Tighten everything up, and it holds it in alignment. And that's how you get the car to go straight down the road. And this particular system, how they did it on the Mavericks and earlier Mustangs and cars like that, ironically enough, it is so rugged, it's hard to knock these out of alignment because of that.
You start driving like Prince Magnum.
And again, I mean, it's one of those, you wouldn't think that such a simple system. And again, I'm going to emphasize, if you get something, I don't care how old or new it is, make sure that you get it with that grease fitting right there. If you do not do that, if you get it like they had it at the factory, it'll wear out on you in about 5 to 7 years, depending on how much driving you do. And this will actually last me like twice the amount of time, because I can pump grease into this and keep it running fluidly so it doesn't seize up. So this is not an issue. And the only thing that I'll have to worry about is this boot wearing out at a later date. And when that happens, it won't hold grease anymore. So do yourself a favor. Spend your money wisely on that stuff.
Yeah. Hey, private PSA from Mr. Prince Magnum of the Prince Magnum channel.
It's a money saver thing. If you plan,
no, it's not.
Yes, it is. Actually.
Okay.
Again, it's ridiculously simple, and I'm going to do this in a video.
It's hard.
Relax, Woody. Relax. Okay. Now that we've done that,
don't stop believing.
Right?
Hold on to that feeling.
I keep threatening I'm going to do that in karaoke, but you wouldn't be able to hear me sing.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling.
Okay, now real quick.
Rejects sound like me.
Now let's go ahead and quickly talk.
Giveaway alert! Giveaway!
All right. You get the knife edge. Giveaway alert.
Check out our Discord. Before we do the giveaway, we would like to let you know about Razer Origin and NVIDIA products. Sell them, earn cash. Right there in the chat. No sign up required. Bring us order numbers and you get commission. Pretty cool, man. Yeah. And tune in later to watch SketchSquad's Mythic Battle for Azeroth Dungeon Grinds.
There you go.
And here we are.
Hello. All right, real quick. The Prince Magnum channel is doing a giveaway.
500 subs.
Get me to 500 subs, which we are creeping up on 400 quickly. Okay. Thank you again to the gaming community, because the Prince Magnum channel has actually involved itself with retro video games to get you all.
Yes.
We just talked about Sword Quest. Loaded that this morning. That was a challenge doing that video. Well, it's not so much content, it's just a pain in the... Anyhow.
There is a lot, though.
There's still...
There's a lot of imagination.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No question about that. Exactly.
He was saying, what is your... Oh, geez, what is your... Hold on, let me pull it up.
Okay, I gotta answer this question here.
He says, what is your... something about blasting. He said, "What is your what is it? Blastological sign." It is like few people have learned about the blastological sign. About 60 viewers. Woo!
Holy
Smash! What's up, hoster us? Welcome to the SketchSquad Education Motivation Live Gaming Stream. How to develop your own streaming the disease. Alrighty then. Streaming smartphone for LTE multicast. Incorporated. Check it out. We're on all channels. We got Prince Magnum with us of the Prince Magnum channel today. Right now, doing some car-centric Q&A. His Project Spirit is coming out of the hospital as we speak. What's up, Prince Magnum? Welcome to the Prince Magnum Maverick Nation Associated Antitrust Incorporated AW Industries Anything Android LLC SketchSquadTV universe.
All right, back to the giveaway. We hit 500 subscribers. This little bad boy is going right up. You can slap this on your car.
Or on the wall.
Or on the wall, whatever
you want. I mean, you can even put it around your. I mean,
easy, Woody. Easy.
It's censored.
Right. You could slap this on your car. It's got a fake wood grain look to it, so it would be the start of getting you closer to your custom car. You know,
60 views. Wow, thanks, dude. Host
thanks a lot, guys.
_R_S. Go support that channel. You guys really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support.
So again, this is your opportunity to, and I'll tell you right now, feeling on this thing, it's got a nice grip.
Prince Magnum, the Prince Magnum channel, youtube.com/Prince Magnum.
That's right. This thing has an amazing grip, and I'm one that I don't like just slapping anything into my car. It's got to feel comfortable too. And that's something that the Jam and John has noticed, is that it's all about getting, it's all about function. It's all about function, right, with a classic car.
Feng shui, really, man.
It's just a,
feng shui. What's up, Misbehaving? Hey. I love this streamer, Misbehaving. You guys got to go check out Misbehaving too on her live stream. Go check her out right now. Also, check out Studio Mechanic. And what about Prince Magnum is about to say is, sorry, buddy.
Oh, yeah, good. You good? All right. So, sure.
I need to put some brew on.
I was gonna say there's not much.
He's got hosted like 70 fucking something viewers, bro.
All right. Something like that, yeah. So again, this is your, I mean, it's got a good, comfortable feel. Got a classic car, or maybe you just want a little touch of something old, that wood grain look. Well, so get us up to 500 subscribers. We will have this giveaway. Stop what you're doing right now, guys, and I want you to go support this guy. Because DIY budget hot rodding and surviving romance within, your relationship. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Because I put like domestic partner or something like that, but it's not just domestic partnerships. It's more than that, because there's more, sexual orientation than that. However, I highly suggest going to subscribe to his channel because, one, he's a co-creator here on the Community Incorporated, and two, because he's got all these really good budget hot rodding of just for your car. It doesn't need to be hot rodding, but it can just be your economy car. And like, you can learn stuff from this guy. Go, just take a moment on your YouTube app, youtube.com/Prince Magnum. Just go subscribe and put that alert button on, because we're going to be going live with cars and driving them live around on a mobile stream, not just sitting in a house. And when we say we're going to go live in a car, we're not joking. We're going to go live streaming from Project Spirit, a 1975 Ford Maverick. This is going to happen, guys. It's going to happen here or on Prince Magnum. We check out that POS or Twitch. Make sure there's nothing, dangerous stuff going on, because I think it says that you can actually drive a car. You just can't operate the computer as an administrator or moderator on the channel. Well, I guess you're going to strap yourself in. Yeah. I might need to do it remotely. I'd like to see what the connection entails, because if you can do remotely, there's more abilities. Right. I can speak over the tickle or walkie-talkie while you're streaming at the same time on my channel and your channel. Right. You know what I'm saying? We can have two setups. Who knows what'll happen? And you guys, any donations are always appreciated and, never expected. But that's going to help us get that computer equipment and camera equipment to help those kinds of impromptu sketch comedies
and sketches, not just comedies, but just sketches in general. And that's going to help us, anything towards those goals will help us fund those things, including the cell phone bill, any cameras, anything like that. We're always looking first and foremost for Children's Miracle Network and impacting you to sign for that Children's Miracle Network account, and also to sell those links or share those links to sell some of the Razor, Origin, and NVIDIA products. That way you can yourself can get commission and decide what you want to do with your set of the commission. You put it in the kids' network, keep it, put it in your pocket, or donate to Prince Magnum's channel or someone else other than me, Sketch Squad TV, and being forthcoming with you guys is to help other people, support them in whatever you can. $1 helps. Go check it out on his channel, Prince Magnum at YouTube, and then also the donate link is below, so that way we don't get confused. And any donations that will come, you know that you want it all for Prince Magnum, he will get all of that. Okay, on this live stream here.
And let me explain how the Patreon works for the Prince Magnum channel. Real quick, the Patreon, the way it works on the Prince Magnum channel is anything you donate goes directly into the project cars. I mean, these are things that are going to happen anyways. It's just that when you donate, it speeds up the process. Okay. So that being said, we're talking classic cars. We have one modern car, and we're looking to add another classic car to the list.
Make sure you always wear your safety glasses, okay? All right, make sure you always wear them. Safety first. It's everybody's job.
Yep. Which that brings me to whenever you talk jobs, when your employer's job is to make you money, it's your job to be safe. Easy.
Bad. Got a little closer.
Like,
I apologize.
It's okay.
Don't beat me up. I bleed. I'm allergic to negativity. I scream. Don't beat me up. I scream. Ah, little girl.
Now, again, we talked about thermostats. We've now talked about some suspension parts, things like that.
Talked about your face. I mean, did we do that?
No, not yet.
Okay. We can.
Okay.
This is so pretty. Just want to touch it.
Right. Okay.
Come here, Miranda. Come wear the safety glasses. Princess Faye, the one and only. Alrighty then. Debut.
Come here, honey. Just long enough so everyone. Get over here. You're fine. A little shy on camera. This is my beautiful, lovely wife, Princess Faye.
Gleaming effervescence.
Let me tell y'all.
Get down there.
Okay, let me tell y'all, when it comes to the artwork that you see on Project Spirit, this woman right here is the one that does it. I mean, amazing artwork with a paintbrush. Nothing like it. I mean, I'm telling you. And there's
Sketch Squad approved.
I was going to say there's something to be said about, a husband and wife or, whatever it is in your relationship that puts there's something about it, you don't want to give that up, okay? It's like, well, who's going to do this part on my car? Anyhow.
We got a 60 view and a 32 view and a 28 view. That was 10 hours ago. We got a 60 view.
Yeah,
we also got some 21 earlier, but didn't register.
Wow.
That's at least 60 people running through the channel right now. It even says 3, but it'll jump.
Yeah. So we're getting ready to talk body putty.
Would you like to experiment with the body putty? I have a face.
This is for a car.
Oh, I thought I was a car. I want to go fast.
Okay, body putty, folks. If you ever hear some knucklehead,
say bye, Princess Faye.
Okay.
No, that's cool.
I was gonna say I'll be here just shortly, honey. All right.
Before you get into your body putty, always wear safety stuff. Isn't it called PP? PP?
Personal protective.
Safe so it doesn't hurt you. Your eyeballs and stuff are safe.
Right. Okay. Now that we've, let's go ahead and talk body putty. Now this particular body putty is made by 3M and it's listed as Bondo. Now, I've repeatedly talked about this on my channel.
No Bondo.
Bondo is not what it is. That's just the brand. Okay, there are other companies that make body putty. Notice what I just said. And this is a brand of body putty made by 3M. Okay.
Safety glasses.
They make lots of tape. Anyhow, so bear that in mind, folks. If you ever hear someone talking about Bondo, they're actually wrong. They're saying it wrong. Okay, it's body putty. Now, when you get this stuff, make sure you use this stuff in a well-ventilated area. Yeah. Okay. We'll show how. We're not gonna. Oh yeah, no, you're good. You're good. There it is. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Hey, what's up, Badass Matt? Be sure to check out Badass Matt.
Check out this stuff that he's talking about right
now. All right. This is so now that we're talking about body putty, be sure that you do when you use this stuff well ventilated. Okay, well ventilated. This is a cream hardener that goes. Thank you, dear. Is that what that says?
Yeah.
Really?
It says,
fascinating.
Have you seen the live stream? Look at my
Right. Okay. And what you'll do with the cream hardener is you'll put out about how much you think you're going to need.
I'm also a Chippendales dancer on the weekends. I wash dishes.
Anyhow. All right. And you'll have to use the cream hardener to get this to set up. And depending on the weather or whatever, depends on how much you use. But typically, you'll lay out however much and you put a bead across the top of, and that usually is more than enough. Just remember, on hot summer days, it's going to it's going to harden up, fairly quick. If the humidity's high, it's going to take a little bit more.
60 views, man. 60 hosts, dude.
Right?
What's up?
But just expect during the winter months, it's going to take a while. So nothing else better to do. You can sit around and watch body putty harden. Sucks.
We're at twitch.tv/.
So we have that now. Now we've talked about that.
More cars.
More car stuff. Yes. Project Spirit's coming home Thursday.
Are you putting that AM FM speaker with Bluetooth in that?
Yeah. Eventually. Yep. We're going to step it up a little bit. I would love to find an 8-track player to put in. It's so hard. You can find them sometimes sitting at swap meets. Sometimes. But most of the time they're not redone. Yeah. And right.
Museum quality centralization scenario.
So I got a sweet deal a couple of years ago at Walmart during a Black Friday sale. Yes, it did.
Okay.
All right. And basically, this little setup here will actually connect into your phone. You can Bluetooth and
you must wear the kitty cat ears. You have to wear them. He is now.
Where?
You are now knighted into the Sketch Squad community with the kitty cat ears. Goodbye.
But anyhow, basically, I'll be able to hide this inside. What are my favorite games?
Touching me in the head.
No, my favorite game. No need for violence. One of my. We have done Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Where are the kitty cats?
No, I am not right now.
I'm joking around. Sorry.
That's all good. And I enjoyed doing that. I've been wanting. Really, I'm not.
Play some PS2.
We might have some. And we.
Please, Prince. some Gran Turismo 4?
Gran Turismo 4, one of my all-time favorite games.
I'd love to play that.
And that's definitely, let's just say that I'm kind of
sway area over here.
I'm seriously, you know, when it comes to video games, I'm kind of new to that community. Right? Oh my God. Right. Right. So yeah, I work tomorrow, but I get out of 4 to 1. Yep. And sometime we need to actually stream me doing some card magic.
Yeah, we need to set up the table with him.
Right.
Make it nice.
Yeah.
We did that.
Oh yeah.
But even more, you know, I'm gonna have to just really set it up nicely.
We're also having to get ready to do a new display board for Project Spirit. You know, so I'm not really, you know, super, you know, in streaming games is fairly new to me. Mostly
However, you have me.
That's right. And
for this, you have me. I'm able to help you. You know, set up your computer. SketchSquad helps all with streaming needs. The computer setup, all that stuff. We have been kind of on the lays lately here.
Well, I've been busy as heck, you know. But anyhow,
Jaking your jackum.
No, whacking my weasel. Anyhow,
choking your gecko, gagging your lard well. You make lard now.
Well, here's a good one. You have a flair for adding fanciful dimension to any story. So, in other words, I'm a great storyteller.
Who said that?
Yeah. My fortune for today.
Oh, of course, yeah, you do. I would say Phantomful. Ooh, that's a cool ass car.
What's that? Oh yeah, 1970 Chevelle. So to answer your question, I don't know. We're gonna have to stream some and see which I enjoy.
What do you guys want us to stream?
I love to do retro games.
We could do that. We could because the emulators are a lot more. Just less finicky.
That's a one player though. But it's paper, rock, scissors. How hard is that?
Yeah, it's very hard, and don't judge. I'm just gonna back up what you said.
But anyhow, so that I hope that answers your question.
To the window. Wow.
But anyhow, easy. Skeet,
motherfucker. Oh, what's up, 13 viewers? What's up, little Sketch Squad? The Educational Informational Live Stream. Co-creating the Community Incorporated. Incentivized the giveaway for you guys to go ahead and earn money. Is your origin in NVIDIA? Now the links. Get sponsors. Start sharing those links. Bring in order numbers. You got sponsorships now. You got people that know what they're doing backing you, the streamer, the small streamer. We're here to help you. DIY budget hot rodding and 4G LTE multicasting. I'm going to do it in a car. So it combines the forces like Captain Planet.
You know, since we're here streaming, and I know there's some people who enjoy car-centric stuff now, getting more and more into it. How'd you guys like to see something you don't see every day? Say something like something that would have went into Project Spirit when she was brand new. We're talking like old, you know, the motor oil that you would have found back in her day. I'm sure a lot of you would love to see something that you don't see every day. Let me reach over here.
I've been like this over, right? And I'm like catch myself on the fucking wall. Look. Here's my fingerprints.
That sucks. Valvoline motor oil in the can. In the can. This I don't know how. The actual motor oil, 30 weight motor oil in here. Here, I'll bring it up a little close.
The detergents in it.
The non-detergent. The problem with this, this is actually what you would have found in my car back in the day. The problem with this is,
I have years. I have pizza boxes for years.
The problem with this stuff is it likes to foam up. That's where the detergent comes in. It keeps the oil from foaming, and foam is bad for the engine. Okay, so that's what this is actually for. So this oil is not recommended anymore, not even for the old ones. But I've kind of hung on to this. Maybe sometime we ought to do a giveaway with this as well, so you could put this on.
600 subscribers.
No, we'll do that at 1,000.
No, you want something better to give away at 1,000. Give away that and that for 500.
All right, at 500, not only will you get the steering wheel cover for your project car, but we'll also throw in something for your shelf to show that to show all of your friends that you are as serious about hot rodding as I am.
Part of the Prince Magnet community in Maverick Nation.
That's right. And when's the last time you seen one of these? This was actually given to me because.
No, I wasn't born in that year. Does this have a year on it?
No. Well, and real quick, I'll tell you how you actually would get into this back then.
You open it up like a fucking.
No, you had this special funnel thing that you punched a hole in, like right here, and then you would punch another hole right and leave the funnel connected, and then you would pour it in right like that, and to basically keep it from building up a vacuum, you would. That's what the first hole is for, but you'd leave it hung in there, and it just pour right into your engine. Discard, everything's good. That was how they did it back then. That's how they did it back then. Pretty cool. A lot of people don't know that stuff. I first started turning wrenches on cars when I was 16 years old, and this was back in 1996. And for the most part, I've stayed. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Again, check out Badass Matt 561. Does amazing live streams, gaming live streams. Just a really awesome guy. Great personality. I enjoy his streams every chance. I had wanted to get in there and see him a little bit more today.
I met him through Raider Nation Sam. And,
really?
I've been doing my best to try to keep the network going and ensure that people know that, hey, look, I'm not trying to sell things to people. I'm creating a community of people that are pretty eccentric, and you probably won't see this type of camaraderie or creation again in your lifetime, because one, we're revolutionary, streaming from a smartphone. Two, we're doing things to cars that people just don't do anymore. They just don't realize they can do this stuff. And same with computers. Like he slipstreams cars. I slipstream computers. We take out all the bullshit so it runs without any constipation. Yeah. And we help you guys do that.
And while we're on the subject, I'm going to go ahead and give a kind of a really special shout out to Badass Matt.
Badass Matt 561.
Let me say that when I've been in his streams, one of the problems that I've tried to watch other streamers with video games, and one of the problems that I have with a lot of other streamers is their attitude sucks. Their language is horrible. And Badass Matt does not do that. And I will say that he's actually such a relaxed kind of guy that I was actually kind of laying there listening to one of his streams, and I actually caught myself nodding off because he's that much of a relaxing guy. Not because he's boring, but because just the way he conducts himself, he's a relaxing guy. Where some streamers, when you listen to him, it's F this, F that.
Plus, he's 40, I'm 35. We need our naps, man.
Right.
So we gotta help the old heads too, man. Understand what you're doing. But at the same rate, Badass Matt, he does some really good gaming too, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He does such great gaming, but his voice is actually so relaxing,
soothing, right?
Right, that he just it just literally relaxes you to the point.
Everybody on YouTube, take a moment out and go subscribe to Badass Matt 561.
We'll be here when you get back. Be sure to check him out. I know he's doing. He does amazing streaming stuff.
He's community supporting right now, and probably. What are you doing, man? What are you up to, bro? Yeah. What are you doing tonight? And where in the heck are you? We should hang out. We should all go out for like a fucking race, dude. Drag race and shit, and then eat some fucking chili dogs and shit our pants.
Actually,
just kidding. Sorry, just trying to be funny here.
I know there's a couple of streamers that I would love to have there when I go to make that special run, and we've released the first video on that. Called "Do It Yourself Budget Hot Rodding," the icon, the legend, the record, and I've released the introduction video. Again, I'm going to go ahead and say right now the date. I'm setting it right now, August the 7th this year. We're going to do this. I'll be 40 that day. We're going to go back.
What we should stream it, dude. Like a fucking AutoZone or like a car show.
Right. We'll definitely be doing that this year. And I know when the day comes, I would love Badass Matt to be there.
We got 12 years total, 50 guys.
I know I would love Badass Matt to be there to be part of this.
Yeah, dude, I made a friend with him as soon as I met him, dude.
There's quite a few people that I would love to have
stuck
there.
around. That's why I clicked that alert bell, because like, oh, this guy's actually, he's got some intelligence here going on, and I'm like, oh, cool. I would like to be affiliated with intelligent people. So I went ahead and made sure that I was clicked on that bell icon, just as you should do.
Right. Oh, right on. Thank you very much. Thank you. Happy birthday. It's going to be my 40th birthday.
Thank you very much as well for the early birthday special wish.
Yeah,
although mine's in December. Thanks, man. I don't exist. Go America! America!
American hot rodding.
American hot rod. Classic American chrome.
That's right.
And kitty cats. I like kitty cats.
Hey, we all love kitty cats here.
We do. We're not like Bert TV. Not Bert TV where he beats cats. No, just really don't check him out. Just go support that dude. Like, he's beating cats on a stream, dude. Not cool.
Well, it wasn't a stream. It was a recorded video.
Doesn't matter.
And then YouTube takes away his channel, shuts him down, and he starts a brand new channel to do it all over again. And it's like, this guy's got to go away.
This guy's got two things going on. When I get banned, it's for people like saying stuff that's slanderous.
Right.
But then I'm back up on live stream.
Right.
I'm on Twitch right now. We're affiliated. We got affiliated with Twitch, by the way. By the way, do you know we got affiliated with Twitch and we can earn fucking bits now? People can throw bits at us, doing money.
Right.
And we're on our way to partner, which is 75 viewer average. Once we have 75 viewers, and then we got partner, we get revenue from Twitch from their stocks.
That's right.
Yeah.
So again,
we're getting close. We got affiliated, dude. Last night we got a 200 view host last night, dude.
So again, that's what it is.
Yeah, budget hot rodding.
And the budget hot rodding stuff, like I said, we're gonna have now when we go to do the front end parts, Project Spirit, we'll have to go into a shop because she'll have to have a front end alignment right away. Because I ain't driving her with her pulling one way or the other.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna give you the floor. Anybody like?
Well, the floor's right there. What do you want me to do with it?
I didn't make any coffee yet, but I will be right back.
I was gonna say that,
he may be. This one here, right
there. Yeah.
Just click it.
Oh.
If you leave.
Okay.
Just don't shut it down. Keep you coming back.
Right. Hey, what's going on? Simon Marty. No, oh man, I will butcher that to death, but I have to be careful. I don't want to butcher anybody's their special names that they have given themselves for their content. Um, yeah. What's up? I don't know, brother.
It was here.
Is it? But anyhow, where was I? I don't know where you put that, brother.
It's like here somewhere out there. I just was wearing clothes.
Easy. You know, again, you know, hot rodding is it's more than a hobby to me. It's a way of life. Okay. So we will, and as we get closer to 500, we're going to add some more stuff. I'm going to see if I can get some tools thrown in there for you guys. Maybe something like that. You know, make the giveaway a little bit more worthwhile for trying to get me up to 500. You know what I mean? You know, again, you know, it's my way of saying, you know, saying thank you. All right. Uh, I'm also bouncing in and out, trying to watch you know, trying to watch two chats at once. I'm not very good at multitasking some days. Part of getting old. uh, so again, we're talking car stuff today. If you have any car questions, don't be afraid to ask. You know, especially you know, my car knowledge goes all the way back to the late 40s, all the way up to uh, I'll be honest with you. After 1987, my knowledge starts dropping off pretty fast, but I can do a little bit with them all the way up until I would say around actually current date. I can do a little bit with them, but most of my knowledge is going to be 1987 and older. Okay, that's where the bulk of my knowledge is. If it's carbureted, I could definitely work on carbureted. Somewhere in my mess over here, I wish I'd have drug it out to show you an actual carburetor, what it would have looked like in the 1960s. Because when you know, you guys hear me talk about how Project Spirit gets such phenomenal gas mileage. Um, hey, what's up, Studio Mechanic? Um, you hear me talk about that. Well, the reality of it is the cars that got the performance that they did back in the 1960s, the reason they got that performance, it was all based on compression. We got efficient at it in the 1970s. And if you know your stuff, you can eke out all sorts of crazy performance out of a stock 70s engine. Um, most people don't know that. It's ridiculous how easy it is to get that to happen. But anyhow, let's grab something else off the shelf. Okay, I'm just going to knock everything over. There we go. Let's talk about coolants. Summertime's coming up. Coolants are important. This here is your standard jug of antifreeze. Bear in mind, it says up here, must add water. There's a reason why I get this, okay? The reason being is I get the concentrate and will mix it myself, because if you actually compare the prices, okay, you compare the prices, you're buying one jug of concentrate, and where I live, you go to Walmart and you buy that particular brand, which it really doesn't matter as long as it's coolant. When you buy the concentrate, usually, like at the Walmart where I get it from, it's about $14. Well, if you buy the premix, I'm sorry, no, it's about $9 for that particular type, the concentrate that you have to add water to it. The premix, the 50/50, is about $7. So for about $2 to $3 more, I get 2 gallons of 50/50 coolant when I do it myself. And the reason why I do this is, I mean, for $3 more, I get twice the amount. Come on, folks. I mean, that's just common sense at that point. You know, I can't emphasize enough Save yourself some money, okay? Save yourself some money. Hey, what's up, small streamers? Don't waste money on, and this knowledge works on new cars. Like with the deck's cool for your General Motors products. Need I say more? Okay. Save yourself money. Okay. To me, doubling the amount for a couple dollars more where you're not spending, if you're buying the 50/50 coolant, you just got ripped off. Okay. You just got ripped off. I can't stress that enough. And we'll do a video going more in depth on it. But again, people get ripped off like this all the time. All the time. So do you a favor, do me a favor. Don't, don't buy the pre-mix. Do it yourself. Save yourself some money. Okay. Again, I can't stress that enough. And how many people get ripped off a day on this? Well, you'd be surprised. Okay. And and if you watch this video and you now know this knowledge and you still buy the 50/50, you just remember, in the back of your head, it's always going to be Prince Magnum says I'm getting ripped off when I buy this. So it's kind of funny how I get in your head like that. Again, that's what we focus here on the Prince Magnum channel. I don't want you guys getting ripped off on your vehicles, okay? And I know there's going to be some people that are going to argue with some of my methods, but in reality, do you want to get nobody wants to get ripped off, okay? Find little tips like that. Buying the concentrate and mixing in half the water that you need and basically splitting it up, making 2 gallons of coolant, that's just common sense. And it's common sense that we don't think about nowadays. When they came out with that 50/50 the 50/50 mix, and you bought it, it was a couple dollars cheaper. And I know I did it too for a while, and it was a convenience thing. But then, hey, thanks for the host. Thanks for the host. You know, Helavari 56, be sure to check him out. Oh, awesome. Be sure to check him out. Follow his channel, follow here on Sketch Squad TV and the Prince Magnum channel. Okay. We support our community out there. Awesome. Fantastic. Again, the main crux of what I teach on the Prince Magnum channel is how not to get ripped off, how to enjoy a classic car on a daily basis. Okay. On a daily basis. Awesome. Thank you for the follow, Helavari56. Again, be sure to follow Helavari, and be sure to follow. There you are. Get some. And be sure to subscribe to the Prince Magnum channel because the moment that we have total 500 subscribers, we do have a car-centric giveaway, and I will be amassing this stuff. I'm actually going to be putting up something that you can put on your shelf. I wouldn't recommend using it in a car nowadays. Actual motor oil from back in the day, how my classic 1975 Ford Maverick would have gotten her engine oil. This is actual 30 weight Valvoline non-detergent oil still in the can. It's still sealed. It's still in the can. We could actually use this if we wanted. I don't recommend it for cars nowadays because the non-detergent has a tendency to foam up inside the engine. And of course, a nice wood grain style steering wheel cover. What's special about this is the fact that it'll get you your start moving towards a custom car of your own. Everyone, I believe, should have a custom car of their own. It makes going to work not so doggone bad. You cruise in, you're like, yeah, man, it's awesome stuff. I'll be the first to say I don't necessarily love my job, but it makes going to the job a lot easier, if you catch my meaning. All right. So again, 500 subscribers, steering wheel cover, and something to throw on your shelf. Some old style Valvoline oil. You point that out. A great conversation piece. Got this from in a giveaway from the Prince Magnum channel. This guy, guy does car stuff. So you'd be putting me out there too. Okay. So it's really awesome. That was actually given away to me because of Project Spirit. They're like, got something that you would want on your shelf. And it sat over here on the shelf for a long time here on the Prince Magnum channel at Prince Magnum Channel HQ. Um, but it's now that time where it's like, you know what? I've had some fun, showing it off. It shows that I love my classic cars, but I got Project Spirit. Maybe it's time that you have something, and that's why we're going to go ahead and give it away. All right. Again, we're showing off some of the parts that'll be going on to Project Spirit. My 1975 four-door Maverick. When's the last time you seen a Ford Maverick? Most likely, if you're a subscriber to the Prince Magnum channel, that's where you've seen it. 150. My side speakers place. Oh, that is nice. Slotted and drilled rotors. You've replaced the speakers with Scar Audio. Awesome. We just got through back in November installing onto Project Spirit the front disc brakes that you would have found on the 70 to 73 Ford Mustang, designed to stop somewhat the 429 Cobra jet. And we're getting into more of that, making Project Spirit an even greater awesome car. Oh, you're going to do the exhaust. What size engine have you got in that bad boy, that F-150? I'm almost willing to bet a 351 Windsor. See, Helivari 56, who just followed. Okay, 302. You put a 5.0 to us old gearheads. It's always going to be the 302. I'm not in Europe, but the 302 is a solid engine. Let me say right now, for those that like the Ford 302 or 5.0, that got its start in 1968 and was put into the 2013. Wow. All right. 2000. The 1968. No, I'm talking about the history of the 302. The 302 came. Ford brought it out in 1968, and it was premiered in the Mustangs. And this was to keep on to kind of keep up with the Joneses, if you will. General Motors the previous year had released their own 302 for the Camaro Z28, which was designed to compete on the SCCA circuits, just like what you would see in the Gran Turismo video games. Yeah, those circuits exist. Yeah, yours will be the newer style 302, but no matter how new it gets, you'll still find the old school there. And that's just kind of a common, and ironically enough, to give you an idea, my 75 Maverick, one of the engine options that were available to it that year was the 302. And yours is going to be more based on the digital style ignition, so it won't have a distributor. Obviously, it's going to have fuel injection. So there has been some updates, and considering the year that you have, tuning is going to be a whole lot different than what it would be on mine, but the basics are still the same. It's all about burning the fuel more properly. It's going to be about getting the right flow and that sort of thing. So it's going to be
viewers. What?
Right.
This guy's got it on a handle, bro.
Right.
What's up, peoples? Got a lot of noticons in chat.
Right. A lot of people we're actually talking about.
What's up, Helvari 56?
Yeah, he's talking about his truck that he just put slotted and drilled rotors on.
Dude, we're on Mixer, we're on Twitch, we're on all kinds, dude. Look at the Periscope. Look at this.
Right.
We're on Twitch as well. So come on, Twitch.tv content creator community TV. We're also on Sketch Squad on YouTube at YouTube.com/SketchSquadTV. Started coming in bars on you. Tag them. Check out awindustries.webtour.com for the Origin Razor and NVIDIA links to share and earn commission and become a sponsor. And thank you for becoming part of the Content Creator Community TV under Antitrust Incorporated and Bella Corporation with Race Origin and NVIDIA Discord and Children's Miracle Network. Well, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. And we're speaking with Prince Magnum of the Prince Magnum channel on YouTube about DIY car implementation and integration with all kinds of just regular things that you do to your car, but like not really many people do it anymore because they're all, they're all reliant on the electronic system of the cars.
Yeah. Most of the time today, the system in your car degrades very quickly. 7 years, your car is.
You guys know this shit with cars, man.
Your vehicle is seriously obsolete. And considering the year of Elvari's F-150, I would almost recommend at some point looking at getting a standalone system. And that'll bypass a lot of that BS of it being outdated. Definitely.
Keep that truck running for a long time.
Yeah.
You just said just invest in a new car?
No, this is his project truck. He's building.
It's not a new one?
Well, it's, I think he said 2013. So it's not exactly new, but it's not exactly.
How cool is that, man? A tuner coming up in the channel.
That's right.
What's up, dude?
Definitely suggest the standalone system at a later date. And if you ever decide to go diesel, do not roll coal. Bad for the environment. And the Prince Magnum channel will never do that sort of thing. What do we got? 2006 GTO with the, oh my goodness.
Why don't you show us some pictures, man?
Oh, no. Hang on a second. Where? Oh, he's got a 2006 Pontiac GTO.
Nice.
CapEx 3 5s on the roof. Oh my gosh.
That's pretty awesome. Come into the Discord.
That is awesome.
You guys can do car stuff, dude, and just keep on
410 gears.
Oh,
you had that. Why did you get rid of that?
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
I had a 1968 Buick Riviera, bro. I restored fully.
That is a nice car, and I'll be the first to say, I wasn't a huge fan of the.
That's a badass car.
Oh yeah, they're lots of power. I was reaching for something.
You knocked it over. You don't even care.
Bug it.
You don't even care. That's important, man.
You guys would have loved my second car, 78 Camaro. Yes, 78 Camaro.
Nice.
Oh yeah. I understand. Yeah, good man.
Finally, a car tuner coming across the channel.
That's right. So you got the 4-door truck.
SketchSquadTV.
70 Chevelle. No, you made a good choice.
Badass.
Yep. I can understand. He got the 4-door truck so he can.
Oh yes, he did.
For the family.
Yeah, you got a 4-door truck, man. Come up on the Twitch, man. Twitch.tv/content creator community TV.
Good man. That's why I got the 4-door Maverick. I used to catch a lot of flack for it. Oh, it's got too many doors.
Does he know what this Antitrust Incorporated universe is?
That is a good question. Do you know what the Antitrust Incorporated universe is all about? It's stuck with the American V8 truck. Yeah, that's a good choice. Right now, American car companies are in a lot of trouble. Oh, Disaster Live. Be sure to follow them. The American V8 is slowly dying off. People don't realize when you buy them new, the the gas mileage you're giving out of them, you're never going to get better than 18 miles to the gallon unless you spend a little bit of time on doing kind of what I like to call race-centric sort of stuff, but it's focused on getting the maximum performance out of your vehicle. Most people do not realize that you dump 60% of your gasoline right out your tailpipe in vapor form. That's 60% of your gas just vanishing into the ether. Okay. That's not cost effectiveness. So for your truck, I would definitely suggest a standalone system and have someone who really knows their stuff properly tune this in. It'll cost you some money, but it'll take away a lot of that whole problem of relying on the factory ECU for programming that stuff. Because the number one problem with the factory ECU is they're designed from the factory to be inefficient. Okay, so you're getting 18 now, and the more work that you do, it's going to be even less. So in order to get that back, you need to reprogram that fuel injection system to be more efficient. This will, and a standalone system will allow for hotter coil packs. It'll allow for improvements on cooling because you're going to be dealing with aluminum parts, and aluminum parts do give off heat much quicker. They are lighter, but they warp so much easier than cast iron. And a lot of people don't talk about that. Love you too, brother. Triv Wizard. Be sure to check them out. Be sure to follow. Yep. So again, do yourself a favor and don't fall for that whole thing. Tune that sucker right. Go with the standalone. Spend the money. It'll cost you money now, and it'll be a little hefty, but the dividends will pay off at the gas pump. So you've been a mechanic for 7 years, brother. So you already know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. So pretty much at this point, I'm preaching to the choir. But let's also say that there's a lot of other people out there that don't know what you know. Okay. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And standalones used to be the major thing back then, but to me, it is still the best way to do a modern tuning. Reflashes and tuner boxes still rely on the factory ECU. The problem is that, again, those are designed from the factory to be inefficient. It's a ripoff. It's a ripoff, and you guys are paying for it. And especially you being a family man, the best way to save yourself money is to skip all that that BS. And that's again why I went back to stay with carbureted engines, because I can get them to run efficiently. On a real clear day, we proved that Project Spirit can get all the way up to 64 miles to the gallon. That's insane. Okay. Which that's not the best I've ever heard. I've actually heard of one Maverick that a guy had worked on back in the 80s, and he got his to get all the way up to, I think it was like 75 miles to the gallon. The problem is that in the process, he went to do a rebuild on the carburetor, and he warped the body on it. And Hilavari will know this. If you warp the body on a carburetor, the carburetor is pretty well junk. Now, thankfully, I pretty well used the last. Yeah. So it'll be a little thin, but it'll be fine. So that's kind of where we're at. Yeah. So so what I will stress, if you don't want to go to carbureted engines, because they do require more maintenance, and that sort of thing, but you could actually go to my channel right now and see where Project Spirit is laying down rubber like she was a mild V8, and it's an inline six. It's carbureted inline six. And I was talking with somebody today because we're looking at adding another car to the Prince Magnum channel, another classic car. Actually, it was a 1975 Chevrolet Nova. Even those anemic inline sixes of the 70s, if you tune them right, they'll lay rubber just like a V8. There's videos of people doing that out of Australia with American inline sixes. Okay. But again, V8s are easier to get performance out of. You got to work a little bit with the inline six. You got to put a lot more effort in the inline sixes. You know, but again, I love classic cars, and that sounds like a really awesome project. Be sure, if you get a chance, send me some pictures to my email, princemagnum1@gmail.com.
I'm just hopping the Discord.
Yeah, send us some pictures of that. I want to see pictures of the truck.
Come on the Discord, man. Throw us in some pictures.
Yeah, and if you'd like, sometime I might have to.
Now. Sorry, we're in there right now.
Yeah,
come on in.
Sometime I'll have to feature them in a video, feature some of the stuff. I need to get some viewers stuff together and feature it on the channel in one giant music video. That would be really awesome. So again, that's an awesome truck. But definitely there is some customizing available to you, most definitely, to get better gas mileage out of that truck. And of course, a cold air intake done properly will definitely be an improvement. Obviously, you're already doing the exhaust, and I imagine with you being a mechanic, you're going to do it right. You're not playing no games. It's probably going to be fully custom, and it'll lay down serious hate if you wanted to on a drag strip. It sounds like you're already on the right track, which that is freaking awesome. I love that stuff. For the record, I'm more of a GM kind of guy than I am a Ford guy. And which GMs do I like the most? Obviously, Oldsmobile is at the top of my list, then Chevrolet, then Pontiac. And Buick had some neat looking cars back then. They had some nice looking rides back in the day.
I mean, the ones that you talk about are just like straight up muscle. Seriously, they're just muscle cars.
Well, and again, I'm going to go ahead and say it right here.
Misbehaving?
Hey, what's up, Misbehaving? I'll go ahead and say it again. The muscle car era was from 1964 to 1970. Right now, currently, there is an attempt to rewrite history and say that
the government.
By our own government, no less, and backed by the gasoline companies and car companies to say it ended in 1980 because we had fuel.
Wrong. That's totally wrong.
The reason why they're doing that is because we did have fuel-efficient carburetors in the 1970s, and the government's trying to get you to not buy these cars and rebuild them because it'll hurt them in the long run at the gas pump.
Yes, they're hurting their pockets.
Yep.
You don't want to take the earth's blood anyway. You want to go to renewable energy. Start going that route. Hydrogen fuel cell, caustic sodas, anything that's gonna be something that's gonna help the environment when
of course,
exhausted.
And then there's even the renewable energy source of switching over to an alcohol-based moonshine, which that'd be a heck of a thing if you got pulled over. Sir, have you been drinking tonight? No, but the car has.
With alcohol, that have to be distilled a certain way so you can use it as fuel and then combine it with a caustic soda.
Yeah, and I mean the cost effectiveness would just be phenomenal.
I mean, you're running from straight up water that's created from oxygen right there in your car in a little standalone system.
Well, we'll go one step further.
The Transitional Technologies Antitrust Incorporated has devised a system where it creates gas, food, and water from oxygen. oxygen with the atmospheric water generator into a hydrogen fuel cell with electrolysis, and then it comes out as a gas, and then you combine it with like lye, and then put it into the injection.
And then the system that I have devised on the Prince Magnum channel, you know, because some people may not want to go the HHO kit, but that's okay.
We're trying to combine it,
right?
Though, and try to figure out how to do that together.
Right. But even if you did one and not the other, and not combined them, the Prince Magnum channel has devised a system that would actually completely throw gasoline out the window. But that's an entire.
We need money for that.
Yes.
When we need to invest in a warehouse that we can do the projects at, and scientifically operate these interfaces and test this stuff out. Because one, the atmospheric water generator system is already built, because the atmospheric water generator is a H2O fucking maker. It's just a box.
Yeah.
It has an LCD screen on it. It makes the water from oxygen in the air with it. 99.9998% carbon footprint free filter. And so with the filter, it makes the water that comes out 100% pure, doesn't even need to be distilled.
Right. And that's
put right into the fuel cell through a tubing system.
Right.
And that's free. If you think about it, that's free water and free gas.
Yep.
Out of the air, oxygen.
And then my system that we'll be combining with this actually helps the farmers too.
Right. It'll help them grow, because then it'll help them be able to grow more and have a bigger harvest yield, and then we're buying.
Yep. Buying it up, making it happen. But we'll get into all that later on. With again,
we need money to do it.
Right.
If we had 10 grand right now, I would tomorrow go get us a warehouse and buy all this stuff and put it up in there and put our asses up in there.
Right.
And then we got 2 grand left over for the month, and we better make it quick, because we got to make this thing quick. We're behind. We got to save the planet. We're on a mission here to save not only money, but the planet.
Right. The Prince Magnum channel has, for quite a while now, been focused on in making the classic cars greener.
Right. That's what I'm about too, definitely.
Hello, Bar 856. He's, him being a mechanic, he'll know this one. Because him being a mechanic. If you've ever had a classic car pass by, they usually have this really horrible gas smell, and that's because they're not burning the fuel efficiently, and because they don't have the catalytic converters. That's how you know.
His car just smelled like fuel. A little bit. I smelled fuel from under the carriage.
Right. My car doesn't do that. My car doesn't smell like anything when it goes by. That's because we burn the fuel more efficiently.
Right. But we just want to increase that.
Right.
And so the alcohol system you're talking about versus hydrogen, I mean, one could be combusted somewhere in one compartment of the engine, and the hydrogen would come combusted in the other part of the engine. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, with what you're describing,
you wouldn't want to combine them to have it then ignite.
Well, you just back down. You could probably do that, and you just got to back off the alcohol a little bit, because too much and blow the pistons apart.
But see, then you would need to be a repository system, where you were using one of them mainly, depending on the type and condition of your vehicle, because alcohol may run better in that vehicle than hydrogen. So you can switch it over. And then when you want to use it as an extra tank, you could just make gas.
Right. But I think you guys see where this is going. Here's getting me to work on the details right now. It's getting late in the evening.
I got a headache too, man.
Yeah.
It's gone actually though. That's why I'm like talking now. Alive.
Again, cars like Project Spirit they were always touted as being inefficient, underpowered. It's not true. They were inefficient, yes, but you had to make them efficient. You had to put the work in yourself, do it yourself, budget, hot rodding. You start to see where this all ties in.
We're gonna make it clear for you guys. All things Antitrust Incorporated, Creator Community TV, is going to be and is everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
It's all you guys. That's what the affiliate system's incentivized upon. You know, in my efforts to game for kids with disease and help you guys or anybody that I love or are friends with technology for smartphones on how to utilize that as an internet connection. You don't have to stream, but you can use it for streaming. And so in saying all that, we got sponsored by these companies. And because we got sponsored, I went ahead and incentivized our own antitrust incorporated content creator giveaway affiliate system. So that way you can share the links, bring us order numbers, get commission, and some of that commission goes into the content creator giveaway to help the content creator giveaway come to fruition. And that's going to be, we're going to have car parts up in there. We're see the list of giveaway stuff is up for change. It's subject to change. So we could do 2 laptops and like an Edelbrock choke or something with automatic carburetor or something centralized around, you know, the Prince Magnum channel or anybody that's involved with the giveaway and are putting into it. We want to give away stuff that's centralized around your channel. This channel I do gaming and stuff on, right? But I also do drumming and, you know, smartphone device technology and DIY car stuff. And I like to bring a lot of people in that know things that are very knowledgeable with their hobbies and their professional stuff that they do. So bringing that and helping put the light on other people's situations is going to help them kind of generalize what they want to be giving away on the content creator giveaway and for their own channels with content, period.
And the Prince Magnum channel has had a serious focus for a long time now, trying to, you know, again, even if you don't like classic cars, you know, even a lot of the knowledge that I have can still be applied to modern vehicles. So again, you know, modern, you know, I always love whenever, you know, somebody says, you know, Prince Magnum, cars are not the same as they used to be. Really? Do they still use gasoline? Do they still, you know, use electricity? Do they still, you know, to ignite the gasoline? Does it still suck in air, you know, to for that combustion? And if the answer is yes, it's just like the old days. They just complicated the systems more. That's all they did. And it's just kind of a, you know, it's kind of a common sense thing, you know. Again, it's just basic mechanics. Even with a modern vehicle, if it won't start and run, you know, ask yourself, is it getting spark? Is it getting gas? Is it getting air? I mean, but one of the nice things about diesels is they don't require spark. It's all compression based, so you only have to worry about, you know, diesel fuel and air. That's it. And for the record, I will say that, hey, who's that one?
Altreta.
Altreta.
Upside down bleeding heart. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. What's up? How's it going? Welcome to the Content Creator Community TV.
Yes, very much so. And both channels appreciate our lady hot rodders. Our lady hot rodders. Something to be said about
sir.
My very own.
Should I say yes, ma'am?
Yeah. My own wife, Princess Faye, is an amazing, amazing hot rodder herself. Absolutely fantastic. She can do amazing things with vehicles. There's even been times that she's yanked the wrench away from me and started working on it herself.
Come on into the Discord, guys. We're waiting for your memes and your photos. You can basically post anything you want. What's up, Gaza?
Hey, how you doing,
we want to see the guy from Mixer come through.
I was kind of hoping.
Elvar.
I was gonna say I was hoping to see a golden YouTuber tonight. Hoping to see him. Check out his channel. Absolutely, he gave me
golden YouTuber, guys.
Yeah, he gave me a special his own special nickname, Prince Tiger, and
he gives special nicknames to everyone that's on my live stream.
Yep, and he's such a nice guy.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah, I know when we go to do the one-off exhibition, I would love if guys like Badass Man, Golden YouTuber, You know, anyone that comes into our streams to be able to be there.
Oh, there's so many more people too, bro.
I know.
Like Znods Gaming and Slushin. Dude, there's
even
there's people in fucking Australia and right now. The guy's name's Spacers Travels. Our friend Dynamic Time. Man, there's so many people I could fucking list off. There's thousands, dude, thousands of people I could list because we had 15,000 people drop on the live stream in Stockton, California, where I made like $2,500. Gave the kids and had my own hotel room. I didn't have to live in the vehicle for a good week.
I bet that was nice.
It was nice. I couldn't have done it without the community. And I play World of Warcraft, and I race against those other streamers and other trolls, bro. They're like, you can't make it. I'm just pursuing a level 10 Mythic Plus right now. Yeah. Let's get scars. And we're about to play some video games, bro. Right? We gotta play some Gran Turismo, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to set that up.
We do right now. Let's do it. Let's play right now.
We were still working on it.
No, let's go. Ready to go, bro.
Oh, you got it saved on an emulator now.
Yeah. Well, no, we just need the disc and the controllers.
Oh, you're gonna drag me in? I gotta work in the morning.
Well, at 10:33, you want to shut it off on a certain time?
Yeah, we're gonna have to shut her down here pretty soon. Again, be sure to follow me on the Prince Magnum channel. And if you hit the bell icon, you'll be notified every time I load a brand new video or go live.
I really want to play Gran Turismo, bro.
I do too, but
let's do it.
But I gotta be responsible.
Okay.
You know.
Well, you can stay up on that. No. I'll stay up with you.
No.
Work at 1, you come home and go to sleep for a
No,
while.
I'm good.
He's like, I don't want to fucking do
that. I'm old. And I get whiny.
I'll deal with your whiny, bro. Stop it. Just fucking play. Come on, bro. 2 races.
No. If I get into 2 races, I won't stop.
It won't take as long as
We'll do this tomorrow evening because I need some content anyway.
Tomorrow evening, you guys better be here on the.
We're going to
follow now so that when we go live, we're going to be playing emulator PS2, Gran Turismo 4. Tomorrow night we'll be doing that. I'll be doing WoW content in between that. Maybe do some WoW content after this live stream. Hey, Mac hosts.
Yeah.
That dude threw down like a 95 view host or some shit, man.
That's awesome.
You're awesome. Student Mechanic, Altrita, Gaza threw down too. I mean, you guys are just really helpful. Thank you very much for your community support. We get those views out there, man. We want to have people hear what we have to say. Right. So
again, don't forget the Prince Magnum channel giveaway at 500 subscribers.
Go subscribe, Prince Magnum, right now, or I will kill you.
Not really. You'll just make it sound like you
You're
are.
Racist if you don't subscribe to the Prince Magnum channel.
Well, I am Native American. Big time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a meme, bro. It's a meme.
No, really.
You're racist if you don't subscribe to that channel.
Right.
Subscribe to PewDiePie.
I am Native American. I still have family on the reservation.
Come on, let's do that one stuff. He needs those subs on YouTube, guys. We're not done the Twitch for him because, well, 1, he's not gamer centric. 1 is 2, he's got the DIY YouTube charisma. He's got that style. We want to have you guys come up on YouTube and YouTube gaming and YouTube events now. Check this live stream out when we go live. We drive the live drive
with Project Spirit.
With Project Spirit, and get ready to go. Give that giveaway. By the time we get Project Spirit on the road, we got this cameras and the broadcast set up in the car, and we're ready to go mobile. We want to have those 500 subscribers so that way we can give away this flexible core, easy installation, lightweight construction with a stone grip steering wheel cover. I'm telling you guys, this is some quality. Win it. 500 subs.
I don't. The Prince Magnum channel is very serious on quality of if you're going to put it in your car, you better, On top of that, we'll be also throwing in something very retro for your shelf. You can show everyone how car centric you are. We're talking Valvoline non-detergent oil. They don't sell it like this anymore. They haven't sold it like this since the 70s, I believe. And this is the type of motor oil that you would have found in Project Spirit back when she was brand new. This is actual 30-weight oil.
That was the quality back then.
The oil is still in the can, okay?
Right. I mean, and to be like, you know, speaking of quality, we're not just meaning, hey, spend a bunch of money and get the best, because there are things, choices, and options that you have that you need a more informed decision on before going to the retailer or the, you know, manufacturer of your vehicle, because there may be something that you can do that is triple the savings.
Okay, and let me say right now, companies like AutoZone, O'Reilly's, Napa, the list goes on. A lot of them are moving away from parts made in China, and we're starting to see parts come on the shelf that are made in places like Italy, Germany.
Hey, man.
No, the quality stuff. There are parts on Project Spirit right now that are made in Italy, quality parts, and it's the same. It's
like ceramic or something.
It's
ceramic
like
would come from there or something.
And we're talking, it's parts like you would get here. Now this one is, I do believe, well, this one's made in Taiwan.
Do they make a lot of spark plugs over there?
I don't know if the factories have moved over there, but well, okay, here's a good one. Like this outer tie rod end. Oh, you get sleepy. Hey, I understand it's getting late. This outer tie rod end was actually made in Taiwan. Now Taiwan's a good country. The real, the real, what's the word I'm looking for? That's the real democratic China is Taiwan. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. That's another subject for another time. We'll have to do an in your face and explain a lot of the political scene that most people don't.
We'll do a YouTube stream of like total Illuminati, anti-world order type shit. AWO.
I could do that.
Yeah. And like all the things like time travel and like the things we are most interested in, you know, like any like UFO like discoveries or like sightings that we ourselves have seen. Pull up some videos of some like UFO shit that's super fucking like sketchy.
So the Prince Magnum channel does dive into tackling, you know, conspiracy theories and things like that. And when I talk conspiracy theories, ones that actually make sense. Some of
that time traveling shit doesn't make sense, but I believe some of it, dude.
It is possible. It is possible.
People traveling from the year 2033 and shit. Like what? How are you just traveling from year 3050? That's like Mech Warrior BattleTech shit, bro. Like, whoa.
I often wonder how, for example, the song of the year 2525.
Well, we won't see that.
But that particular song right now, if you play it and you just stop, you know, listening to the years, we're already seeing
there.
Yeah, we're already seeing.
Well, you remember that Incubus song, "Certain Shade of Green"?
Mm-hmm.
What are you waiting? A certain shade of green. What are you waiting for? A certain shade of green. You're gonna stand around till 2012 AD. What are you waiting for? A certain shade of green.
Yeah, I remember hearing that one.
Yeah, they're talking about weed. But they're talking about that. But you're talking about, what are you waiting for? A certain color of weed? Like, we have a dying sun here, and you're sleeping. You know.
So again, we're on that whole thing of trying to make you know, cars even greener. Modern cars are not as green as everyone thinks.
Metaphysical shit, man.
Yeah.
Metaphysical stuff in cars, like put alien technology in cars. You know what I'm saying? Like holographs and like all this like driving stuff. Like they're like self-driving and like watching motherfuckers on the. Dude, we're gonna pull that up tomorrow on the Gran Turismo 4 stream.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do this. and pull up NVIDIA's new holographic projects. We'll pull up NVIDIA's new holographic projects right here in the Sketch Squad, because we are sponsored by NVIDIA, and we got the inside on new technology with NVIDIA with inside cars. It's amazing. It blew my mind, dude. I was like, whoa. And it's hard to blow my mind. I'm Sketch Cars, okay?
I tell you, I'm one that, yeah, I might be old school, but every once in a while,
Right? You don't even know, man. It's got this little holographic fucking little thing you set on the side of your computer, and it'll put the map out for you, like on Black Ops 4, like World of Warcraft and shit. It'll open up the map, holographic map of the whole fucking area you're in. All of Northrend is one fucking little thingy that you can like in, right? On this holograph. I've watched it. It was fucking cool as shit. I was like, oh my god, this is like revolutionary. But as I have pioneered the first the first holographic database for parts transaction for Tesla. You can check it out on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great area. Please go check it out. Recent publications about my work pioneering the first Tesla holographic parts transaction and GPS database there. Also, with now included with 3D printing. So you can fucking 3D print your car part right there in your own home. Upload your whole car to the fucking video game and play it holographically. Install it holographically. And it'll teach you how to install it holographically. If you're having an issue, it'll have artificial intelligence to scan your engine with the fucking little thing. You know what I'm saying? And it'll scan where or what's wrong or how to put it in. Any OBD2 shit will go in with that because it'll be scanning it wirelessly. Any like Bluetooth OBD2 stuff.
You know the problem with my car is though?
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. The only problem with my car, a 75 Maverick, if you walk up to it with an OBD2 setup,
it's gonna be like question mark.
Be like, what the hell are you doing? Okay. Well, I know that brings us to where we need to shut down because I've got to get some rest. What's that? Okay. Mr. Sketch Cars himself will be back on, probably doing some serious World of Warcraft play.
Great fucking stream, dude.
Awesome.
Good job.
Again, the car stuff always available on the Prince Magnum channel, and now adding it to SketchSquadTV. So again, under our umbrella corporation, Antitrust Incorporated, you can get sponsored, work right alongside of us, make a commission of your own, okay? And at the same time, you got Mr. Sketch Cars himself, who will help you streamline that phone, streamline your computer, make it run more efficiently, make it, basically it's like hot rodding for your phone and computer. Okay. Along with that, the Prince Magnum channel does offer now knowledge to kind of help you make improvements to your vehicle on the tightest budget imaginable. Okay. To get better fuel economy out of your already existing new vehicle or your classic car. So pretty awesome stuff there. We do have our giveaways. Be sure to check those out. And we are sponsored by Origin PC, NVIDIA, and Razer Gaming, DocBox. Man, the list goes on. So, but that's just to name a few and don't forget to check us out at the AWO Industries webstore.com. Yeah, I got that.
You find there all your Razer preference for more so
that's
for
correct.
all the promotions that are happening.
That's correct.
They're super for promotions.
Oh yeah. Right now, yeah.
Right now, I had the money to get money for myself.
Right. So again, be sure to check out those links. All right. And again, be sure to check out the Prince Magnum channel and be sure to subscribe. The sooner we get to 500, the better we are. So there you have it, folks. As usual, get out there and work on a project. I don't care what it is. Just do something with yourself. Remember, idle hands and a creative mind go together like oil and water. Also, If you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet. Do something special for them today. And as always, for all of you out there, if no one out there has told you they love you like you does, God bless you and have a happy 24. Thank you.